Hi, fellow traders. I hope you guys are off to a great week and a great month. I know mine is getting started a little bit slow. I've got some internal challenges that I'm dealing with that I'm going to share with you. Well, really one major internal challenge. And it's one of those things that will creep up. There's a lot of things that can creep up on you without you thinking about it. And before you know it, you're going to have to work through getting it back out of your system. And, it's just part of the process. So it made me think about this. It's been a long time since I've made this statement. But I think way back in the beginning, I would say this. There are two kinds of traders. Those that keep their emotions in check and patiently execute their trades, and those that don't. It's just that simple. When you fall into that category of those that don't keep their emotions in check and they don't patiently execute their trades according to their plan, you fall into those that don't, and you start running into trouble. And that's kind of where I find myself right now. It's not that it can't be undone. This is all part of the process. This is one of the main reasons why I trade live in front of you guys, so you can see exactly what I'm doing, and you can kind of figure out for yourself what I'm having to deal with. What I'm having to work through, and how I do it. That's really the main reason why I do the things that I do. So let's really quick, we'll take a look at yesterday. Both of these days were really short for me. Yesterday, here was the first trade. No, this wasn't the first trade. This was plug. So it's not an opening range breakdown. I waited for it to take out the and go red on the day. All right. So what happened was I got in the trade, perfect entry. It made a move down. I was looking to take profit around 60 to 25-ish, somewhere in there. That's what I was kind of looking for. But this candle opened and it ripped back up on me. It created some of those emotions. And I just took the trade off. It wasn't my plan to take it off here. I never did let it test the level. It just went up and I took it off. And then it turned around and came back and went right to where I wanted to. I mean, this would have been a killer trade. But, I didn't really know it at the time. It wasn't really obvious to me at the time. But when I did the recap, when I did my reflection last night, I realized what was going on. And, I'm like, man, I've got to fix this. Because this is kind of my bread and butter of being patient and allowing trades to work, trusting the technicals, not getting so wrapped up in other things, but trusting the technical levels. And if they breach, then it's time to move. But just really blew this one. And Facebook was the only other stock I traded. First trade on Facebook was a little base hit. I got a nice move down, and obviously it went right back up to my entry and stopped me out at break even. I'm not going to hold it past break even. It doesn't make sense for me to lock in this profit and then this thing turns around and screams against me. I have no idea that it's going to turn right back around and move on me. So this is what pissed me off. Okay, this is the trade that got me pissed off to start with. And what caused me to react the way I did on plug and then turn around and react the way I did here. Just not allowing trades to work. Just shutting everything down and just not giving trades a chance. Not trusting the technicals. Not trusting the strategy. Nothing. So I ended up yesterday only $37. Practically break even. And was just kind of frustrated. So I came in today thinking, I had a new attitude, but, we'll take a look at today. But first, want to talk about the market a little bit because this is relevant. Now, the market really made some strong moves today. It looked like it had a little bit of strength. Yeah, we did get this sell-off after lunch. We did get a little sell-off, but then it got aggressively bought back up, and we closed almost near the highs. Or maybe not closed, but I think this has got some aftermarket activity in it as well. But we're back up near the highs. And so it's like we talked about Sunday. We were looking at this candle and said, hey, this thing closed below the 50. If it confirmed this, then we were coming down. If it couldn't confirm this candle closing below the 50, then we were going to push back up. And that's really what it was doing. And that's why, I was really happy about the swing trades. But yesterday I didn't get to take any. The goal was for me to take Chewy yesterday. I was ready to get in, but I had some issues. I didn't get it. And it sold all the way back off. And I was like, okay, we'll wait. If it sets up tomorrow, I'll grab it. It set up today. I grabbed it. And it turned around and sold off again. And it ended up stopping me out the same day I bought it. But this just doesn't make sense. And then you had some swing trades that were on our watch list that did really, really well. EA did exactly what it was supposed to do. Ran right up to 150 going into earnings. So you could take profit and wait for earnings. You'd be out and locked in profit and be safe at the earnings announcement. So a lot of that stuff worked out. The price action that we're seeing is not really matching how strong the market looked like it was. Now, granted, it did run up, and then by 11 or so, it just traded sideways most of the day until we got that sell-off, and then it bounced right back up. Granted, it did that, but we're in the middle of earnings season, right smack dab in the heart of earnings season, and I'm getting crappy price action. And on top of that, I'm not trading worth crap. It's kind of two things that's hit me at once. The price action and I'm reacting to it instead of just being patient and letting it work, and I could make some money. I won't make as much money, but I will be profitable if I would just be patient, trust the technicals, and let some of these trades do what it's going to do. So that's the issue I've been dealing with. Again, so let's look at today. HOG was really nice. I didn't get quite to my third target. It did get down close, but then it turned around and bounced. I took it off, and it never did set back up for me. It got back up here, and it traded sideways all day. But this was the best trade of the day. Believe it or not, this was the best trade of the day. DraftKings. I didn't mean this. Yeah, DraftKings. You can see what happened here. I got this on the wrong doggone, I got this on the wrong. Hold on, let me take this off. We'll look at this later. It's probably too late. All right, you can see how, DraftKings, it ran up the day before, the evening before, and we kind of sold back off, and we started it looked like it was going to be strong. Now, I know this was a crazy candle here, but we had this long tail, and it got aggressively bought back up. So the candle opened here. We started pushing up. I kind of waited until we got over this pre-market resistance here. And I got in, and the damn thing washed out like you wouldn't believe. I was in 500 shares. So yeah, this wasn't as much room as I would normally give a stock, but I was in a little bit higher than I normally am. Even if I was in 300 shares, this would have stopped me out. And then it turned around and ran up to my target. I'm like, this is the stuff. And this was the first trade of the day. Okay, I got these kind of mixed up, but this was the first trade of the day, which got me, had me a little upset. But then, we got HOG, and that turned out to be a really good trade. And then UPS, and this was what took the cake. I was patient. I waited for it to come down and set up. I should have waited for confirmation, but we were still before 11 o'clock. And I typically don't wait for confirmation before 11. Got in. As soon as I got in, the shit turned around and ripped back up on me. I took it off, and that was it for me. I mean, I was, again, not handling my emotions as well as I should. And so that's something that I'm working on, that, tonight I'm going to do my little meditation, seance, whatever I need to do to try to get my head screwed back on straight. But it all has to do with me being patient and trusting the technicals. And once I get that back, everything will fall right back into place. But today, lost $178.75. Really nice trade on HOG. But UPS and DraftKings kind of stole my heart. This SPCE, this is not a legit trade. This is something that got stuck. And if you were in chat this morning right after the open, you saw it just disappear. It's something they had to manually take off. But this SPCE is not a trade that I took today. So if you weren't in chat, don't pay attention to it. So that wraps it up for me today. I hope you guys have a great evening. And like I said, I'm going to do what I need to do so I can try to finish this week strong. I don't want to start the first week of this month on a red note. So, got to turn this thing around. So, you guys, I will catch you in the morning.